Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you've been well. So this is kind of the part 2 video, which is going to be completely different to the prepping video that I just posted. That video was like world's crazy, but Hakuna Matata, right? So this video is gonna satiate all of the hardcore prepper guys that just want the gear and they want the stuff. As you'll see, I'm a gear stuff guy as well. So that's all gonna be in this video. I'm gonna try to keep it fairly well-rounded and fairly practical and logical and not dip off the deep end too much. And I have no idea how long this video is gonna be, probably pretty long because I just grabbed a bunch of stuff, kind of samples of things to show you while I talk about it. So we'll see. And so to start the video off, a lot of this stuff was given to me. I have bought some of it was given to me. It's all mixed up. I don't even know anymore. I don't work in a way that a lot of people work on YouTube. I don't want any more stuff. I'm not a hoarder. I have too much stuff. So any of the stuff you see here is not stuff that, oh, I just got for free. Cool, I'm gonna throw it in a video. Nothing like that. You just gotta take my word for it. I only like quality stuff. So this is stuff I either bought or a company hit me up and I did want it, so I agreed to let them send it out, or I hit up a company and said, will you send this out to me? Just wanna be full disclosure there. I will link to as much of this stuff as I can down below in the video description because that is how I actually make money. None of these companies paid me to be in this video. I make money through affiliate commission, how most people on YouTube, especially in the prepping world, make money. And I try not to do that too much. Like if I was a real prepping channel, I'd be trying to tell you to buy survival food left and right and this and that. You don't hear much of that on my channel. So I do appreciate you using my links to buy that kind of stuff. I have coupon codes with a lot of these companies, so check all of that out. I'll put it on the video description down below. And I do have a page on my website, LLOD.us/coupons. That is where all my updated information on coupon codes and affiliate links and all that stuff is. So if you ever are looking for a deal or just want to help support me, LLOD.us/coupons. Okay, that's out of the way. So I'm gonna start this video in a way that I have not seen any prepping channel ever start, but I think is the most valuable. And that is, your most valuable tool is gonna be right here. It's kind of cliche, but it's gonna be knowledge. So whether you have this knowledge inherently in your brain and you have the skills in your brain, that's best case scenario. But second best case scenario, because we can't be masters of everything, is books. Paper books. So look at all this stuff. I have tons of books. I just handpicked a few that are kind of relevant. So this is like bushcraft, field guide to trapping and all this stuff. I'm gonna link to a bunch of these books down below. Foraging in the Rocky Mountains. This is a really good one. Survival Medicine Handbook. There's books like this. Hunting, butchering, wild game. Then some books like this, which you really won't want to miss. Back to the Basics. All kinds of stuff, if stuff really goes south, that you'll want to learn and know. Here is, what is this one? The New Complete Guide to Self-Sufficiency. So books like this, I think, are great to buy. Reading them now, awesome. But if you don't have time, having them on hand so that way you can refer to them if the world does end is really, really great. The more books and the more information on kind of a vast, good subject matter stuff, the better. So I'll link to some of the books that I like down below, and there's probably gonna be 2 links down below. I may end up just making a page on my website that's like the full prepper list when I have some time. All right, next, I think, well, there's shelter, you have a house, you have clothing, you gotta be prepared for the elements and what they're gonna throw at you. So if you're in a cold climate, it'd be awesome to have a wood burning stove or a fireplace. That is super important. So if you don't have one, see if you could get one installed because that's awesome to be able to heat yourself, to heat your shelter in the winter if you lose power or whatever, and having the tools to do that. Actually, I'll talk tools real quick. I'm sorry if I'm out of breath. I'm kind of running around grabbing stuff as I think of them because this video also pretty much off the cuff. So to go along with wood burning stove or fireplace, get a saw, get an axe. This is my first personal kind of do-it-all. This is the Fisker's, I think it's an 18-inch chopping axe or something. I have their big 27-inch splitting axe and hatchets and all this stuff, and I have Granspurs and Husqvarnas. I have all kinds. I love axes. I made a whole axe video, but tools. Axe is a tool. Tools. These kind of things are tools. So have screws and have nails and have hammers and screwdrivers, tools to fix your vehicles, tools to barricade your home. I like having extra wood, 2x4s, plywood, all that stuff if you need to barricade windows. So I could go on and on and on about tools. I love tools. I love building things. I love fixing things. And then while we're at it, this is kind of somewhat related. This is called Seafoam. This is a fuel stabilizer, but has multiple uses. It's a cleaner, engine cleaner and stuff, but fuel stabilizer. So store up some fuel, stabilize that fuel. If you have a vehicle, always kind of try to stay at half a tank or higher. And if for some reason collapse happens, that fuel is going to be super valuable and you're probably not going to be using it that much. So adding a little stabilizer to it will make sure it's good to go when you're going to need to use it in, like, who knows, maybe 6 months. So sorry, that was a little segue back into water. So water, a way to procure water. Maybe you're near a lake or a river or something like that. If you are, awesome, good for you. Maybe you have a pool in your backyard or a hot tub. Those are both great sources of water that'll get you through for a while, but also a way to store water. Rain barrels are very great. You have a huge water catchment source on your house. Maybe you live in an apartment. They still have gutters, so you can get some buckets or some rain barrels or some whatever, and you don't even need to set them up now. But to have them and to kind of know you know how to use them when the time comes and water may run dry. So getting water is important. Filtering water, also super important. Here's a really awesome filter I just got. This Grail sent this to me. They sent me a couple actually. These are filters that you don't have to pump or use gravity. You actually pull this thing out, you fill this thing up with water, and then you push down on this thing, and that pushes the water through the filter. Very awesome, kind of more of a personal use thing. If you don't have the money or whatever, household bleach can purify water as well. Dirt cheap. Bleach has a ton of uses. In the end of the world, things are gonna get dirty and grody and whatever. Bleach disinfects it. Bleach, great to have on hand. Have some that you don't open because once it gets exposed to oxygen and all that stuff, it kind of loses some. And there's all kinds of water filters out there. Berkey, Life Straw, whatever. You can tell this video isn't sponsored by any one brand because I'm showing you all kinds of stuff. This is a Lifesaver jerry can. So this is kind of a 2-in-1. You can gather water and filter water with this one device. But water, you know, 3 days without water. But you need it to survive. You need it for hygiene. You need it for pets. You need it for watering plants. You need it for, you know, your chickens need it if you have chickens, which is great to have if you want to go that route. But water, super important. Another thing that's very important is food. Okay, so food. What you probably see a lot of this on prepper channels because people need to buy food. You need to eat. So it's never a bad investment, and the preppers make money pitching food. I make money pitching food too, so I'm gonna pitch it. This is Patriot Pantry, and I'm gonna break it down for you probably again in a way that not many channels do because I'm not greedy and stuff. I can talk about it all. Patriot Pantry, in my mind, is kind of a staple food. It's not that delicious. It's totally edible, and it's pretty well priced, and I would for sure stock up on this. On the very other end of the spectrum, we have Nutrient Survival. This was sent to me as well. You can check out the nutrition facts on the back. Actually, you can't because my exposure is too bright. But as the name implies, this is kind of packed with nutrients. You wouldn't be able to afford to just stock up on this stuff, or maybe you would depending on how much disposable income you have. But I like to have a mixture, as you'll see. So this is like really, really good survival food. Patriot Pantry, not that it's bad at all. It's perfectly good quality, but it's more on the affordable end, so you can kind of stock up big on that. Other affordable end stuff is like Augustin Farms. This, they sell it on Amazon. I have all kinds of stuff. This one, I typically have like broccoli and carrots and whatever, and this is banana chips, so kind of some snacks. So I have stuff to supplement. You can go big, 50-pound bags of rice, all that stuff definitely applies still. And then another staple that I have so much of is Mountain House. So these are the number 10 cans. They last for like 25 or 30 years or something. All this stuff lasts a long time. So I kind of have a variety of food, and there's food that you can kind of supplement and mix in. So this is the Mountain House, will be like a full meal, but if you throw some extra rice or some extra beans or some extra broccoli or whatever, you can kind of make more, you can make it stretch further, and you can add some nutrients to it and stuff. So I would say don't invest it all in one place, kind of have a good mixture. But these number 10 cans are great, or these kind of survival specific foods that come in kits and are all stackable and stuff. That's really great. While we're on the topic of food, vitamins and stuff like that, you don't want to get scurvy. You don't know how good your nutrients are going to be. I don't know what you're eating, but supplements, and I just get these at Costco, so I'm not going to make a dime by recommending you go out and get this. I take supplements normally. I take fish oils and vitamins and multivitamins and vitamin C and vitamin D. I try to have a pretty balanced diet, but I feel like supplements don't hurt. What I usually do, I'll always have one extra giant or two extra giant bottles stored in my prepper pantry, right? So once you're kind of getting low, you know you have at least one extra big bottle, and then you go and get another big bottle, and then this one goes into your daily use, and then you have a whole nother bottle. So that way, if boom, the world ends, you know you have 500 tablets of vitamin C, which you could eat, you know, half every couple of days and really get what you need. So supplements in addition to food, and I didn't grab it. I actually grabbed some bird seed to remind me, some bird seed. But if you're in an area where you can grow food, start growing food. Get a greenhouse. Start gardening. That's a skill that is very, very, very valuable. You want to buy these things called heirloom seeds. I have not checked the state of Amazon because I haven't bought anything since COVID because I've had all this stuff. But heirloom seeds are the kind where you can, grow tomatoes or whatever, and those seeds you can use to plant and make seeds through the next harvest and the next harvest and the next harvest. Not all seeds are like that. Some are, some aren't. Heirloom seeds are definitely like that. So long shelf life, and you can use them for season after season after season because that fruit will bear seeds that will bear fruit the next year. Heirloom seeds. And then we have a bunch of stuff back here that isn't too sexy or fun or whatever, but you do need it. The great toilet paper apocalypse of 2020 should remind you that you need to have some staples like that on hand. So toilet paper obviously is great. Well, I just grabbed a few things. Toothpaste, you just buy some bulk toothpaste because you want fresh breath. Also, teeth problems when you don't have access to a dentist are very, very bad, could kill you. So take care of your teeth in the end of the world. So have plenty of toothpaste. I have some soap here. I have some gloves, bleach, obviously, I talked about earlier. Back here, also a bag of medical. Medical, very important. Knowing how to do some basic first aid stuff, very important. But some medical stuff you can improvise, and some stuff like a tourniquet, you can't really improvise that easily. So prescription drugs, painkillers, antihistamines, antidiarrheal. These are all good pills that you want to have that kind of fit into the first aid realm. Oh, I have trash bags back here, and then also I grabbed a dog bowl just to remind me, if you have pets, just like I do with my vitamins and stuff, I always have extra that I cycle in. So I have enough dog food at any given time for several months, and I cycle it in. So once I have 2 giant extra bags or 3 giant extra bags, and then when I break into one and pour it into my dog food container, I get another one and I put that in the back so that cycles and it stays relatively fresh. So dogs need to eat too, your pets need to eat too, whatever you have stuff for your animals as well, unless you have no emotional attachment to them and you don't mind if they die. But most of us aren't like that. So food for animals as well. So next, let's talk cold, hard cash money. So I do have cash. This is just some cash. Maybe I have cash, maybe I don't. Don't come rob me. That would be a bad idea if you tried. But having cash on hand is always a good idea. And I'm not talking about a mattress full of $100,000 of cash necessarily, but within reason, a few $1,000s or something of cash, tuck it away in the safe or under your mattress or wherever you want to put it. Because cash, if there's a collapse, at least in the near term, will still have value, and you won't be able to get it out of an ATM or whatever if things go south. So I wouldn't have too much cash, because if you're a smart, modern individual, you have investments and stuff like that. So not necessarily saying take all your money out of your bank and put it into cash, because that wouldn't be that smart. What you could do though is buy this. This is silver. Or gold, right? Or little bars of gold, silver coins. Sorry, my focus is going all crazy. Silver bars, silver skull skeletons, or this one really, which we'll get into guns and stuff in a little bit, silver bullets. So this, what I'm talking about, if you haven't figured out, is precious metals. All of these precious metals I bought from JM Bullion, but also they sent me some. So JM Bullion, I've been buying precious metals for forever. I don't have a ton of it, but I kind of buy a little bit here and there. I have a good month or a little extra money. I'm like, I'm gonna buy a little bit of gold, or the prices are down, I'm gonna buy a little bit of silver, whatever. So I've been a fan of JM Bullion and bought stuff from them for the last, I think like 7 or 8 years, or maybe 5 years. I don't know. I've bought stuff from them for a while. So I went and checked them out to see if they had an affiliate code, because I was like, oh, this would be a good way to make money. They don't have an affiliate thing. I hit them up, asked if they had an affiliate program. They said, we don't, but we'd be happy to send you some stuff. So I forget exactly what they sent me, not a ton of stuff, but they did send me this little card, and they sent me some coins. So full disclosure, JM Bullion sent me some stuff, but because I was a fan of them and just wanted to see if they had an affiliate program. But they were like, we'd love to be part of the video. So I told them what I wanted, and they said that made sense for what I was talking about. So this giant card right here, this is a bunch of silver, mini tiny little silver bars. You can get this like in gold bars as well. So what it is a bunch of these single bars that are kind of have these perforations. Why I'm talking about that, why I think you should buy smaller denominations or whatever of stuff, is if it comes to the trading game, right? If we're talking like, I'm gonna trade you a little silver bar for a Glock or whatever, you don't want all your eggs in one basket. You don't want to spend all your money on one giant silver bar. So having various sizes, various kind of denominations of currency, and I have various metals. I have primarily gold and silver in different sizes, and I have these ones I bought, silver skulls. You can kind of have some fun with it. So buying precious metals is kind of weird and foreign, but it's like very, very rarely a bad investment. So good for the end of the world, good for not the end of the world. Gold, silver, have a little bit of diversity, have a little bit of different sizes of stuff. Always a good option. So thanks JM Bullion for sending me a few extra things so I could kind of have a variety of stuff to show you, rather than only the stuff that I kind of had in my little personal collection. But yeah, cash money, precious metals, and then assets. If you have a nice watch or some nice jewelry or whatever, it's not really my thing, but those kind of things can be traded and bartered if it comes to that. Okay, and then some other gear we'll talk about. So clothing. I think high quality clothing, high quality bags, high quality tools, stuff that will last you, stuff that is durable, stuff that, if you have to go out and work and do stuff, if the world ends, have gear that's not going to fall apart on you. I just grabbed some boots here. So I grabbed some various things just to kind of remind you. So these are Danner Mountain 600s. Every guy, whether you're a hiker or not, needs a quality boot. Need some quality boots. If you're gonna log some miles walking, if you're gonna put on a big backpack and you gotta bug out or something, you want some nice boots. Use them, break them in before you need to use them. I really like Solomon boots. I like Danner boots. Columbia makes a couple pairs of boots I like. But yeah, the Mountain 600s are just kind of a great, no-nonsense, classic, great-looking, proven boot that you can't go wrong with. Then we have something. Let's get controversial. Body armor. Defender makes great stuff. This rifle rated plate, I don't know if you can tell. It's so light. I have 2 rifle rated plates on this plate carrier. I have some other ones that are more set up with full kit, mag pouches. I have a Cry Precision chest rig, which is kind of my go-to chest rig, but I wanted to get this. I have a code with Defender. I have a code with Premier Body Armor. LLOD, just try LLOD at places and chances are it'll get you some discounts. Body armor, get it while you can because it's under fire all the time and may be banned eventually. So if you can afford body armor, if you can afford quality body armor especially, you can get cheaper stuff, the steel stuff, if that's all you can afford, still worth getting. I think if you can opt for the more expensive composite plates, they are way, way lighter. So body armor, controversial, but I would say get it while you can. Then we'll talk really briefly guns. These guns are all cleared. This is the venerable AR-15. This is a fancy boy kinda. This is a suppressed 300 blackout. If you have the means, this is an SBR as well, but if you have the means to get a suppressed 300 blackout, that would be my gun of choice for everything. You can use subs for ultra quiet stuff. Supers will hunt a little better than a 5.56 in most situations, and it's great. If you just want 5.56, great as well. But you know, an AK-47, good as well. AR-15s are the most common gun in America. And let's be serious, if you're watching a prepper-related video, you know that there could be threats, human and animal. AR-15 is a sporting rifle. You can use it for hunting most game. I wouldn't want to take down a grizzly bear or something with an AR-15 necessarily, or probably maybe even a moose, but you could, with good bullet placement, easily handle a deer, elk, stuff like that. So defense and hunting, an AR-15, I personally like red dots. They're good for me out to a couple hundred yards. You can definitely go much beyond that with an AR-15, but red dots are great. And then on the pistol end of things, Glock 19. I know they're hard to find, but Glock 19 would be my choice. A 9mm, 40 caliber, those are pretty common rounds, but 9mm gets my vote for sure. Smith & Wesson, M&P, CZ makes some good ones, P10, SIG makes some good ones. You don't need a Glock, but if you can get a Glock, one gun, still Glock 19. I made a whole video about it. That all still holds true. Or Glock 43, pretty good too. If you need a holster, I do own and operate a holster company, primarily for concealed carry. If you need a holster, LLOD.US for that. Well, we're kind of on that front. Gas masks never hurt. You can't have a prepper video without doing some gas masks, right? So these are 2 that Mira sent out to me. I actually already had a Mira, but they sent 2 new ones because I said, I'm doing a prepper video and I need some dope gas masks. So these are 2 options. These are kind of their 2 most popular options right here. You got kind of the more bug-eye boy, and then you got the full face shield. Both have pros and cons, some drinking straws. What you do need, a gas mask is worthless without filters. Filters will come sealed, tight. You don't want to open this up. If you want to get one to use to practice and get the feel for it and all that, great. But the canisters that you actually want to filter all the bad stuff out, keep them sealed until you're ready to use them. So gas masks are super important for certain types of stuff, as you can imagine, biohazards, weapons like that. So gas masks, and they're super cool. Like everyone needs a gas mask for Halloween or whatever. So you might as well opt for a real functioning one, and you can use it for all kinds of stuff anyway. And what I have here is the CM6M here and the CM7M here. Again, I'll link to all this stuff down below. But Mira is just, they're the gas masks to get. They're the name in the game. So these gas masks, because prepping, of course. And then especially as the winter months are upon us, lighting. So actually, you know, this is my new favorite light of all time. I don't want to do Olight videos anymore because I'm so tired of them. But this is the Warrior Mini. This is my new EDC light. Has the regular Olight stuff here, so you have your admin modes and your moonlight and your brights. But then it has a dual function tail cap. So you press it down a little bit for low and all the way for high. That's momentary or constant on. This is the new ultimate best EDC light you can get as far as features and functionality. Magnetic charger, magnet back here so you can still stick it to things like your car or whatever, and just the perfect size, the perfect momentary light. Little bit for admin mode, press it all the way for full blast. This is a light, kind of, we get into some drama. I asked them to make me this light like 2 years ago, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll do it, whatever. And unbeknownst to me, they made it now, so it's out. I'm kind of bummed they didn't make it for me, but whatever, you know, is what it is. Kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, that whole exchange. But it's here, and it's the best EDC light. So flashlights are good to have. Headlamps are great as well. I really like these little BioLight headlamps. They're super light and super comfortable. And lighting, like power goes out and you want a lantern, there's a lot of options out there, but we have some that are kind of multicolor and fun. These are two of my favorite right here. We have the Goal Zero, I forget, it's called the Crush or something, and the BioLight. I don't know what it's called. But the interesting thing about both of these is they're very compact, and they both have solar panels built into them. So you can use these and then you can go put them in the sun to charge them. You don't need a charging source. They are kind of self-sufficient on their own. But for all those things that don't have built-in solar panels, which is most, you need a way to charge them. And actually right before I get into that, comms. This is a cheap Baofeng ham radio. So I am a licensed ham operator. I have my technician's license, which I would recommend to anyone that wants to get a ham because legality and whatnot. You can use these things without breaking the law, but I'm not going to get into it too much because this isn't a ham video. But ham radio, good to have. Cheap insurance, buy one. I think you can get the cheap ones. I think this one, yeah, this is the BF8 HP. This is a little more expensive. I think it's like $60 or something. But you can get these for like $25. The cheaper ones, get one because these are becoming more regulated as well. Do a little research, print out some info from the internet so you kind of know some frequencies and how to operate and how to use it. But comms are key. Information, very important. So good to have some of this. I have a home unit and car unit and stuff. But if you're not really super into it and you just kind of want to get something, a handheld is not a bad option to get while you still can. This charges, lights, any other electronics you have will need to be charged. If the grid goes down, you can't do it. If you're cool, you could get solar panels on your roof and something like a Tesla Powerwall installed and you'll be good to go. But mobile is also good. So let me grab some stuff real quick. All right, so power. This is a really, really good one. This is the EcoFlow Delta 1300. This has a crazy good amount of specs on it, good size, good power, charges fast. This is an option. There are other options. This is a Goal Zero Yeti 500X, really nice, compact, super portable option, great quality. We have a Jackery 500 over here. Blue Eddy makes some good stuff. I've tested all kinds of these things. I don't do many videos on them because nobody on my channel cares about them. The views are garbage. I nerd out on this stuff pretty hard. I've tested a lot of them. they're good to have. They're great for overlanding or camping or whatever. They're good for power outages. They're a great prepping item. So these are great, obviously, to charge stuff, power things. All these ones have AC outlets and DC and USB and all that stuff. So functionally, if you need to power like a CPAP or something, you can do it on these. Or if you have like insulin or frozen food or whatever, if you pair these with, I love Dometic. Dometic is a sponsor of the channel. They make great stuff. Awesome. Dometic, sick if you have the money for it. Great. For overlanding, for preparedness, for survival, for power outages, sick. But some people don't have that kind of money. Here's a cheaper option. This is from a company called MobiCool. So same idea, electric cooler they're called, but they're an electric fridge or freezer. This I believe is on Amazon for about the third the price of a Dometic. Granted, obviously you're not gonna get all the features you will out of a Dometic fridge, but it'll get you by. If you just need it for home use or whatever, and you're not gonna be off-roading and bouncing around and bumping around, something like this would fit the bill. And then you need a way to charge these devices. I did a whole video on solar. I'll link to it up here if I remember. If I don't remember, comment down below and I'll link to it. I talk about solar. If you want just a great solar, this is it. Off-grid Trek. This is a 200 watt. This unfolds. This is compact, but it unfolds to a 200 watt panel. Again, great for camping, overlanding, power outage, whatever. Great for the end of the world. You can charge devices directly, USB and USB-C devices directly from here, but furthermore, you use it to charge stuff like this. Reen over at Off-Grid Trek is a great dude. He will answer all the questions you have. So if you're new to it and you have questions, feel free to reach out to him. He tells me he spends most of his day on the phone answering questions. So maybe try to cut him some slack and don't call him with too many questions, but I'm sure he'd love to answer them. He has package deals. So if you're worried about what cables and connectors you need and this and that, he sells packages. So you can get like this and this. And when you get it in the package, you know that it comes with all the cables and the connectors and they're kind of sized properly for the unit. I think I have a coupon code over there, LLOD maybe, I don't know. LLOD.us/coupons. That's where all my codes are. But you need some solar to charge this stuff. So if you have any electronics, flashlights, things like that, you need a way to charge them in the end of the world. There's also, if you're worried about EMPs, some people blow the threat of EMPs way out of proportion. Some people are more realistic. They're a threat. I have this device on my truck called an EMP shield, which all of the electrical engineers came out and told me I'm a freaking idiot. I didn't design the device. It's just the only device out there that's like it. You can EMP proof your truck theoretically. Does it work? I don't know. I haven't had an EMP. But the thing about an EMP is, and I know a bit about it now because I've done a lot of research before and then after the video when people called me an idiot. It's not going to affect everything. Modern devices are pretty well shielded. So the EMP Commission, I think, said, you know, most vehicles are actually going to be fine. A lot of them will shut down if a solar flare or an EMP happens, but you'll be able to start them back up. Maybe one small component or something will be off. So vehicles, a lot of them, most of them actually theoretically will survive an EMP with nothing. So there's all kinds of people on that EMP, oh, the only way to do it is the Faraday cage, you're in the ground and you're in the... No, dude, the EMP Commission says like you don't need to do anything and most vehicles will be fine. So adding the EMP shield onto that, which I have a coupon code with them as well, adding an EMP shield onto that only makes it more probable that your vehicle will survive. Went on a tangent, but had to call out a bunch of idiots. They have EMP bags as well, basically like Faraday cage bags. Reen actually sells some. Off-Grid Trek, they have them. So basically, if you don't use this stuff much, you get this high quality, essentially Faraday cage bag, and you can put this stuff or whatever, you put a radio and some lights in there, and then you can have kind of a contained, self-contained unit that is all your electrical devices in a little Faraday cage, but it's in a bag, so it's portable and it's easy to use, and you can just buy it, set it, and forget it. So if you're worried about EMPs, Off-Grid Trek has a cool bag that's kind of geared to put this kind of stuff into, and they're pretty big. I have one. I don't feel like getting it out right now. But again, I have coupons for a lot of this stuff, so check that out. Okay, I'm trying to look around and think if there's anything I missed, and I'm sure I'm sure there is stuff I missed because I kind of threw this together on a whim, and it's just off the top of my head. So if you have any more tips, any more advice, feel free to comment them down below. Maybe I'll update the list again. If I haven't made that list, you know, like LLOD.us/prepping or whatever I decide to call it, remind me, and I'll put together a giant list of all the stuff that I think you should get, because again, I talked about it in the previous video, so if you didn't watch that, you should check it out. I believe in all this stuff. I don't just get it to sell it to you guys to make a buck, because if I was after a quick buck, man, I would be telling you guys the end is coming tomorrow. Buy as much this and that as you want. But, you know, I'm not really greedy. But if you want to buy it, by all means, use my links. But this is all stuff that I've used for the most part, or have used similar items. Obviously, I haven't dug into these specific cans of food, but I've tried all of the food to make sure it's edible, and I've used these devices. You see a lot of this stuff in use on my channel through various videos if I'm out camping and using this stuff, or I'm doing axe videos or whatever. So I'm a user of all this stuff. It's not just crap that I grab to try and sell you on it. If there's anything that I don't like, I just won't show it to you because I don't like it. So yeah, that's my full big giant prepping video that probably a lot of you guys are into. If you were, you know, do the YouTube stuff, thumbs up it, and comment down below. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you want to see more of this stuff. I don't do it all the time because it gets so repetitive, right? Doing prepping videos over and over, in my mind anyway. I don't know how the prepping channels do it, but I do it once in a while. But if you want to see more, if you want to see me like dig into a specific topic or just dive deeper into something, let me know, and I'll see if it seems like a good fit for the channel. Yeah. All right. That's it. Prepping. Yeah. Well, until next time, guys. Take care.